Hello, welcome back to another backyard workout with TriCore. We're going to start out with a 5-minute warm-up. So just starting with a lunge reach. We're going to take a big step. I like to go step back, interlace those fingers, maybe let that knee rest for a second. Really get that big stretch. You can take your time on these, just kind of opening up the hips, stretching out all that jump work that we've been doing. Today's workout is going to be a 5-minute superset. We've got 4 rounds. Don't need any equipment for the workout, but for the cool down, you're going to want to grab just like a little hand towel or even like a t-shirt, just something that you can use. We're going to do some standing work and some pulling work. So other than that, just you and your body. That's all we need today. All right, let's go one more on each side with these lunges. And then from there, we're gonna go into our lateral thigh stretch. So I like to take a nice wide stance and then just lean into one leg, let that heel roll up, and then just kind of come up and over to the other side, letting those hips get nice and low. Try to keep the heel on the ground on that leg that you lean in towards, and just kind of walk back and forth. Okay. Allergies are bad today. I'm a little sniffly. Good. All right, let's go one more to each side. On this one, let's hold it here. So just kind of take a second, really dropping low into that hip. And you can just lean into it, move around a little bit. It's never a fixed position. A little sneeze action. All right, over to the other side. Same thing. So just play with where that hip feels tight. We roll that foot. Good. All right. So then from there, we're going to take it into our little down dog single leg reach. So bring it into that down dog position. Heels are reaching towards the ground, hips are reaching towards the ceiling. And then we're gonna take that left leg nice and high. And then as we come forward into your plank, draw that knee into your chest. Reach it back. And in. On this next one, let's hold that leg up. Just gonna reach it across the body, really opening up that hip. Maybe let the knee bend. Good. And then stretch. Bring it back down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Extend the leg up and back. And then come forward, bringing the knee in. Last one here, reach it up, hold it. Same thing, let that knee bend, opening up that hip. And then bring that leg through. And then we'll come on down onto your belly for a little Cobra. Just bringing those hands underneath the shoulders. We're gonna press into those palms and just extend up. Drawing those shoulders back, staying wide across the collarbones. Maybe take a little gaze over the shoulder. And then bring it back down. And then we're just gonna press back into a child's pose. Opening up those hips, warming up that lower back. Good. And then come forward again. So get back into that Cobra. Extending those legs, just letting those hips relax and stay open. Press into the palms and lift. And then press the hips back again. And then come on up. All right. So now from here, we're gonna come up, get ready for our next set. So like I said, we've got 4 5-minute rounds. So we're doing supersets here. So 2 exercises during each 5-minute period. So round 1 is gonna be an alternating squat to side kick. So you're gonna take it down into a squat, As you come up, you're kicking that leg out to the side. So what I think about here is I like to go out with my heel. It helps me activate my hip a little bit more, my glute, versus just kind of pointing the toe and kicking here, where that tends to put me a little more in my hip flexor. So squat, press out through the heel, nice fluid motions, alternating side to side. We're going for 12 total. Your second move is gonna be a step back lunge to a knee drive. So you're taking it back, and then we're gonna pop that knee forward. So if you struggle with balance, get next to a wall, get next to a chair. We're going 12 on each side with those step back lunge to knee drive. We want it to be a nice fluid motion, making sure that you're opening up the hip on that standing leg. So 12 and 12. We've got 5 minutes. Are we ready? We're going in 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're squatting it down and kicking out through the heel. Trying not to lean too much as you come up into that kick. I got 2 more here. So as always, work at your own pace. Go as fast as you want, or take your time, nice and slow. We're gonna step back into that lunge. Drive that knee up. Starting to feel the glute on that left leg, getting a little warm. All right, other leg, so 12 on each side with those lunge to knee drive. All right, so first round done. We're about 1.5 minutes in. So that means we should get a good 3 rounds, if not a little bit more, getting into that 4th round. We're gonna squat, side kick. 2. Last 2. And 1. All right, heart rate getting up a little bit. We're sweating any moment now. It's getting a little warm in Arizona. Good job, guys. We are halfway. Keep moving. Whew. Try to keep that motion nice and fluid. Quick step back, and then drive that knee up. Whew. Trying not to lose your balance. All right, we are just under 2 minutes. Going back into those squat to side kicks. Squat it down and kick. Whew. Beautiful job, guys. We got less than 90 seconds left here. Taking it back to that step back lunge, knee drive. I got 3 more here. 2, 1. All right, under 60 seconds. right, 30 seconds. Keep working. Try to run to the end of that clock. You can do it. We got 10 seconds left. Three, two, one. Good job. All right. Grab a sip of water. So we set up for our next 5-minute round. This one is going to be on the ground. So we're going to take the pace down a little bit. Let that heart rate come back down. And we're going to go into a little bridge work. So our first movement, single leg bridge. One leg is going to hold either in tabletop position, or you can extend that foot up towards the ceiling. We're pressing down into that stabilizing leg, that foot that's on the ground, driving down through the heel, lift the hip. Lifting and lowering. Again, we're gonna go for 12 on each leg. Our second movement is gonna be a V-up. So I'll give you a couple different options on those V-ups. So basic V-up is gonna be straight arms, straight legs, curl it up, lift. Don't know why that's happening. And lower. A couple options. You can go legs in tabletop position and then use that heel drive to help with your balance, which is where I might go today. My hip flexors have been really, really tight. And then you could also just go into just a little abdominal crunch here. So up to you, whatever variation works for your body today. And it can be different than yesterday. All right. So let's get this clock going. All right. So we've got a 5-minute clock, same thing. We've got 12 and 12. So 12 bridges on each leg and then 12 V-ups. 5 minutes. Ready, set, and go. So let's go. One heel up, opposite heel's down on the ground. We're pressing down into that heel to drive those hips up. I like to use a little press back into my shoulders, back into my palms. And once you hit 12, we'll switch sides. If you want a little bit more challenge, you can place your heel up on top of a chair, on top of a block, give yourself a little more lift. You can hold a weight on your hips if you want a little weighted resistance. Beautiful. All right, so once you hit 12 on each leg with those bridges, we're gonna go into your V-ups. So I'm gonna go tabletop position, curl it up in balance, and roll it back. Try not to knock over my water. And remember, find whatever variation of a V-up that works for your body today. All right, we are 2 minutes in, so first round done in 2 minutes. So we should get about 2.5 rounds here. Take your time. Going back into that single leg bridge, pressing into the heel. I'm gonna rise up. All right, once you hit 12, switch legs. After that 12, going back into those V-ups. Arms reach, belly's tight. Drive it up, little balance at the top. All right, we've got less than 90 seconds left. Let's take it back into those bridges. Pressing that heel to the ceiling. Lift and lower. 2. Try to keep that knee in alignment with your hip and with your heel. Once you hit 12, switch sides. All right, and then back into those V-ups. Last 30 seconds of work here. Seconds. Good job, guys. All right. As we come back up, grab a sip of water. And just like that, we are halfway. We've got 2 more sets left. Pedro just casually coming by. He does not like to work out. He is not a workout dog. It's like, I'm just cruising around, rolling in the dirt. It's his hobby. All right, so our next round, we are going kneeling to squat jump. So we'll start on the knees. You're coming into a low squat. So you lead with one leg, then the other, and you're down in your squat. You're gonna pop it up. Back down. Try to alternate your lead leg. 12 there. And then we're going 12 cross-body mountain climbers. So finding your plank position. You're drawing that knee up and across the body so you can go slow and intentional here, or you can take it into a little jogging pace. Up to you there. It's 12 on each side, 24 total on those crossbody mountain climbers. Kneeling to squat, jump, 12 total. Same thing, 5 minutes. When you're ready, we are gonna go, maybe get the clock to go. All right, we've got 5 minutes, 12 and 12, kneeling to squat jumps, crossbody mountain climbers, go. Take your time on these. These really about form. Get each position nice and controlled. If you don't want to do that jump squat, just come up to standing. You can take it down into a little pulsing squat if you want to. It's kind of up to you. Alternate the leg that you lead with. Get low in that squat before you drop it back down to the knees. It's hard to talk, count, and track which leg you're using. It's a lot of information to keep.
It's hard when you're not talking.
It's harder than not talking.
It's hard when you're not talking too.
I was like, it's harder than not talking?
Oh.
All right.
Counting and tracking your legs.
I think this is 7. Don't judge me if it's not. You mind your own business. Track your own numbers. Whew. My quads are just burnt. We've been doing a lot of lunging, jumping, squatting for weeks and weeks on end now. I call that 10. I got 2 more. Whew. All right, taking it down to those crossbody mountain climbers. Find your plank position. From there, alternating sides. Whew. You know you're working hard when a mountain climber is your break. All right, back into those chump squats. We have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left here. Down into my squat, knees down. Whew. We got 2 minutes left here. Halfway on these. These are killer. We got 6 more. You guys are struggling with these as much as I am. How you doing, Brooke? Woo! Are you dying?
Dying. Dying together.
Whew. This is not my most graceful moment. All right, we got a minute left. Find that plank. All right, 35 seconds. I guess I could have gone right into it there. Take it down into that squat. Knee down, knee down, knee up, and hop. We got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank God, that's over. All right. We've got our last 5 minutes coming up here. Two movements. Again. Whew. All right. Our next one is going to be a pop-up squat and a push-up. So 12 and 12. So your pop-up squats, finding that plank position, you're gonna hop, pop up into that squat position, hop it back. If hopping is not your thing, you can step, step, up, and then step back. Or you even have the option, if you wanna walk your hands back to your hips, walk back out to your plank. So 3 options, 1 is your hop, 2 is your step up, 3 is your walking with your hands. So find the one that works best for you. Our second one is going to be a push-up. So you can go full plank push-up, finding that drive back into the heels, feet are flexed, belly's tight, chest to the ground and up. If that's too much, drop it to the knees. Finding that straight line from the crown of the head down into your knees. Same thing, lower the chest and press it up. We've got 12 of each. This is our last 5 minutes of work before we go into our cool down. Let's see if I can redeem myself this round. Telling you, those quads are just like, woo. I have had enough. Sunday, can't get here fast enough. Need a day off. All right, pop-up squats, push-ups, 12 and 12, 5 minutes, 3, 2, 1, go. Make sure that you find that space where your heels can flatten out as you come up into that squat. Hit 12 of those pop-up squats. You're taking it into your push-ups. 12 total here. Keep those hips in alignment with the crown of the head. Once you hit 12, you're right back into those pop-up squats. All right, that was your first 90 seconds. Break when you need to. Take a second, catch that breath, and then go right back into it. Round 2 of those push-ups. And we are officially halfway through this round. I'm going to take this set on my knees, keeping a little more control. Right, last 2 minutes here. Back into those pop-up squats. Remember, you have the option of stepping back. Round 3 of those push-ups. We've got a last minute here. 60 seconds of work left. those push-ups. Let's see if I got 6 more in me. We got 39 seconds left. All right, 20 seconds. Back to those pop-up squats. Whew. Good job, guys. We made it. Grab a sip of water. Towel off if you got sweaty. Like I said, we're gonna use a towel. You can use just a regular hand towel, a bath towel, a belt, a t-shirt, just something that you can hang on to that's a little bit wider than your shoulders. Shoes are optional here. I like to take my shoes off. And my socks. Pedro's taking over Brooke's mat. It's like, I will join you for the cool down. All right, guys. So we're gonna start out in a child's pose. So just taking a moment, catching our breath, letting your brain and your heart come down a little bit. You're gonna sit back onto those heels. Let your arms extend out. Your forehead's gonna rest on the mat. And as we hold here, just focus on your breath. Breathing in through the nose. And then it's that open mouth, soft jaw. Exhale. One more deep breath here. Beautiful. Now as we rise up, we're going to come down onto your belly. And as we come onto the belly, we want to just let those hips open up. So I like to keep my feet a little bit wider than my hips. And as we start here, just kind of shift the legs a little bit, just kind of going side to side, opening up the front of that thigh, front of that hip flexor, and just letting your hip bones and your pubic bone anchor down onto the mat. So now as we hold here, we want those elbows to draw in right underneath your shoulders. Shoulder blades are sliding down and back. We want to feel as if we're lifting that belly button up and away from the mat. So now we're just going to work on a little stabilization here. So we're going to extend one arm forward and then draw it back. Trying not to shift the body too much here. And back in. We're going to go for 10. Good. We've got 5 more here. To use my towel in this one. Just gives me a little bit more connection. I'm a little tight in the shoulders, so it's hard for me to reach back and clasp my hands without hyperextending my elbows, and it just doesn't feel good. So I like to grab my towel and hold it behind my hips here, and then you can just let your elbows bend. And from there, you're gonna let your head turn. We're gonna bend the knees, bring our heels together, and kick those heels towards your hips. And then as the legs extend, we're gonna point the toes, lift the upper back, reach those knuckles towards the heels. As we come down, we're gonna turn the head to the opposite direction and kick. 1, 2, 3, lift and reach and lower. Kick. 1, 2, 3, lift and reach and turn. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. And then release that. As we release that, just bring your arms out to the side. We're gonna lift your left foot and then reach it across to the opposite hand for a little scorpion here. Come back to center. We'll do the same thing going to the other side. The knee bends. Reach across the body. 2. Bend. 3. Let's go 2 more here. And last one. All right. As we come back to center, we're gonna bring those hands underneath your hips, tuck your toes, press up into a plank, and then we're just gonna walk back to your feet, rise up and reach, and then fold it forward, walk back out into those plank position. We're gonna do that 5 times. Finding that plank position, finding those stable shoulders and back. And walk it out. Pause in that plank. And reach overhead. This is our last one. Take it down. Walk out. Find that plank position, and then I'm going to stagger my hands out a little bit. So I want my right foot forward, my right hand forward, my left hand back just a little bit. And then I'm going to cross my right foot in front of my left ankle and press my hips up and back. And then as I draw forward, I'm going to drop into a little extension. Press up and back. And then bring those hips forward. One more time. Beautiful. Drop to the knees. We're going to switch the hands. Sliding that left hand forward just a little bit, right hand is back. As we lift back up, this time my left ankle is going to cross. As I press my hips up and back, bring it forward, drop into that extension. One more time. Beautiful. As we uncross those ankles, just gonna walk my hands back to my feet and then roll up, lifting one vertebrae at a time until we're all the way back up to standing. And now we're gonna take it into a little bit of standing work. So this is where you can grab your towel. We're gonna stand with our feet about a hip distance apart from each other. We'll start with our feet parallel and just take a minute to check in with the body, finding that standing and centering position. So shifting your weight from right to left, feeling that weight balanced from the ball of the big toe while the little toe, and then back to your heel. We want to feel as if we're balanced on both feet, so standing evenly on both legs. As we hold, feel that sense of lift through the toes, the inner arches of the feet, inner ankles, and then that lift from the inner thighs to the low belly. Chest is rising up, crown of the head is reaching up. And we're going to hold that towel just in front of your thighs first, putting a little tension on it. I'm pulling out against that towel like I'm trying to pull it apart. I'm going to reach the arms all the way overhead and then lower back down to my thighs. As I inhale and reach, I want to feel my rib cage soften down, that tailbone stays long, shoulders stay away from the ears. Let's do that 3 more times. Last 2. And on that last one, we're going to keep it up over the head. As we inhale, we'll bend the elbows, and that towel is going to come behind your head. Exhale as we press it up. Inhale, bend, and reach. Keeping tension on that towel throughout the movement. Last 3. 2. On that last one, just work it all the way down behind your body. So as you bring it down, my palms are facing out. I'm just going to turn and let that towel wrap around the back of my hands and bring my palms so they're facing in towards my body. I want to push out against that towel, roll the shoulders back, keep the chest lifted, and then just push back and away from me. So I want to keep the chest lifted. I don't want to push so far that it makes me drop my chest forward. I want to think knuckles down, chest stays lifted, push back, and in. Last 2. Last 1. Bring it back in, up and over. Roll those shoulders out a little bit. All right, so from there, we're going to take our stance a little bit wider and then turn the toes out. So we're heels in, toes out. We're going to bring that towel back up over your head. This time we're taking it into a side bend. So I still want to feel that length down through the tip of my tailbone, that lift through the low belly. That towel is creating a frame around my head. So between my arms and that towel, I want my head to stay centered. As you inhale, reach over, exhale up. Moving with your breath. Feel that length over, and then it's that top arm that lifts you back up. And notice, is one side more flexible than the other? I can go way further on my left side. Going to the right's a little sticky. Let's go 1 more to each side. As we come back to center, we're going to keep those hips steady, and let's take it into a little spiral, twist, and center. 2, 3. One more on each side. And then bring it down. Roll those shoulders up and back. And that is going to be it for us today, guys. Thank you for joining us. You can find this workout and all of our other workouts on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is TriCore Fitness. Thanks.